jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good? WCS back on the Boulevard once again this Saturday. Big shout out to the supporters. First in the building, Toby Bartlett. Yes, sir. We're global. Salute WCS in the chat. What's good with it? It's always good to be everything outside of local. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone that's pulling up. Tyrese in the building. Yes, sir. What's good with the fam? I've been going back and forth on Twitter about Bud resume too much recently. Spence fans need to cut it out. I be who I be on deck. What's good with the players? Sir Ken on deck. W says salute to the wrenches and salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Yes, sir. Let me hold up. Let me finish. Hold up. So, topic of discussion today, it's always, on the task at hand. I know it's not going to be a Bud Crawford video from here until July 29th. And then again, it might just be a Bud Crawford video from here to July 29th. Because this is an epic fight with epic proportions. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to be spoken on because, I feel that they should put respect on Terence Crawford's name. It's too much hate going on from his own people. You know what I'm saying? It's too much hate going on from his own people. And that's a fact. So hold up for a second. I also want y'all to do me a favor and hold on. I'm still here. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to load something up right quick. You're in the building. Format, you already know. Hit the like button if you support WCS. You know what I'm saying? Not just the acronym, but the hard work that goes into this. I'm dropping a link in the chat. Whenever y'all get a chance, can y'all just check it out? Channel 32 In the Ring with Atlanta with Eddie Love and Scotty White, Channel 32 Atlanta Combat Channel. They dropped another episode. I wouldn't say an episode, another broadcast. All right. And just check it out. It's a growth in process because it takes time to mesh in these type of situations and all that. So it's a growing process, but it's good to be, you know, in front of a much larger audience and what have you, and to talk about combat sports. You know what I'm saying? So whenever y'all get along, share the content, share the video. We have a topic about Haney and Loma, and of course Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. These is not going to be the topics all the time. It's just, it was actually we met up there during the time with the announcement and on the backside of Haney Lomachenko. So if y'all can do me that favor, just check it out when you get time. All right. So you see in the thumbnail, you know what I'm saying? We definitely need to put some respect on Bud Crawford's name. And as you stay close to the scene, you would have known over time there have been certain individuals, a surplus of individuals that went around and took it upon their sole initiative to run a smear campaign on Bud's name. One of these times, Bud Crawford actually responded. You know what I'm saying? He added them. Now, this is the whole purpose. This is the entire purpose of these guys to do this. It's called absolutely hating and clout chasing. Though they rhyme together, it's nothing healthy about it. You know what I'm saying? These individuals want to continue to put out content and hating on Bud. Even though I don't, Errol Spence is not my favorite fighter. I do videos on the fighter that I support. It's a difference. People, try to tell me that, yeah, I'm a Spence hater and all that. But you'll see videos of me doing on Terence Crawford, you know what I'm saying, to build him up and to highlight him as a fighter. I'm not doing videos every day on Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So this tweet right here is from Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? February 20th, 2023. And it said, for non-boxing and ego boxing, both some hoes. I repeat, he said both some hoes. HOES. Both some hoes. And they mama should have swallowed them both. I don't want to hear nobody from nowhere telling me, oh man, and why you mention that? It's out there. It's public record. It's a tweet, right? I don't care when it was. I don't care if it was back in February. It's a tweet, right? I don't care if a fight date's been on deck. This is relevant information. It said their mama should have swallowed them both. I tell them both of them to their face too. They the biggest sack hangers. And I'm done talking about it. He said sack hangers, dog. Bud Crawford said sack hangers. I told you it's another type of way. It's always a different delivery you can take instead of, saying D-riders all the time. Maybe you should use sack hangers. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely put Bud Crawford as their direct focus of attention when it comes to negative content. You know what I'm saying? And then let's go to the next tweet. This was him responding to Fanon after Fanon tried to come up here with some fake ass, oh man, blessings to you and your loved one and all that. Bud said, no, you don't. No, he tried to say like he respect Bud and all that. This is a guy who create lies and fictitious storylines. He said, no, you don't. Stop the cap for the media. All you do is lie and hate on me. You a sucker. I like that. You a sucker. I agree with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I agree with it, man. That's why he blocked me. Me and him had a back and forth. He tried to call me boy. And, I think I was like, because somebody who claimed that they're so intelligent, you know what I'm saying, is supposed to be orientated around law. You know what I'm saying? Educated in the principles of law. He went to boy, which I really don't know where you was trying to go with that, because We two different people in life, man. Really, like all I was saying is telling him exactly what was the truth and that he was hating. And it's beyond hypocrisy when you try to sit up here and say something about the man's family, say, oh no, it's blessing, no, you're not doing anything in any type of goodwill or welfare that's beneficial to Bud Crawford when you was up there talking all that shit about him. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I totally agree with this. Crawford said, keep your grass cut because them snakes about to start coming out. Boy, if he was right, them snakes been out. Them snakes been out. You don't have to cut the grass. All you got to do is watch it move because the snakes say, oh shit, they didn't cut the yard. Let me just slither all my ass all the way through these damn weeds before they take that lawnmower blade out. You know what I'm saying? Cut your grass because them snakes about to start coming out. Look, just like Blunt say he been at it on Twitter, I've been on Facebook, I've been everywhere. People seem to be satisfied that's a fight day, but the content that they're coming up with to basically validate this fight, like who's gonna win? They'll say, okay, Errol Spence gonna win. This is Errol Spence fans. Okay, he's gonna win. And then they'll start going into Terence Crawford's resume. You know what I'm saying? They'll start going to the resume. So I'm saying to myself, like I said before and previously, I'm trying to ask them, if you're saying that he has fought absolutely opponents that you don't respect as a boxing fan, whether you're casual or hardcore, why has he not been placed or displaced from his current position on the pound for pound list? It is simple as that. You cannot say that in your eyes, the opponents that he fought that you all give mad respect to when it comes to Errol Spence, i.e. Kell Brook and Sean Porter, they was over the hill and done for and washed up when Crawford fought him. That's truly where you draw the line and say you are a genuine, legitimate, certified, official hater. You're jealous because when it comes down to it, you can get in these conversations and that seems like an easy target. But then again, like I said before, if he's fought such competition that you find on the lower scale of recognition when it comes to elite opposition, right? They're the lower scale. They're the lower scale. They're not on the level of Errol Spence. Then, like I said, the betting odds should come out in favor of Errol Spence. If the public is feeling the way you're feeling and y'all on the same sheet of music and everybody's linked up, well, the betting odds should come out in the favor of Errol Spence, and it should be a wide margin, 40-1. If what the YTC wants people to believe on the outside that Terence Crawford resume is what it is, then I always have to go back to the easy route. And they always try to lay that business scheme up here. Oh, it was business. It was business. No, he said the easy route and knock out Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a business route. You know, they were saying that Al Heyman having in-house fights was beneficial to the promotion, right? And I'm saying to myself, once again, off Spence's own words, because they tend to have selective amnesia with this. They put it out there that the easy route was for promotional purposes. But out of Spence's mouth, he said, why not go knock Sean Porter out? So Errol Spence had the same mentality that he had when he said that about Danny Garcia on the rocks with AO. He said, I didn't have to be 100% to go in there and dog walk him. Then his girl responded, talk that shit, King. Talk that shit, King. Well, let's put it in this perspective. Was it just confidence? Because it seems like he didn't think too highly of Sean Porter, because he said, why not go the easy route? He put Sean Porter on the easy route. So he didn't think too highly of Sean Porter. Terence Crawford never came off as him not thinking too highly of Sean Porter. He just felt like I know what type of skill set I have, and that's where I'm at with it. I know my mindset. I know my physical abilities. I know my pros and I know my cons. That's where it's at. But Errol Spence made it perfectly clear that he was taking the easy route. Why not go knock Sean Porter out? He was talking about Sean Porter's the easy go. He's a lick. So if Errol Spence thought Sean Porter was that way, why y'all keep putting it as if Bud said that out his own mouth? He never said that. You know what I'm saying? And they love to bring up, well, the reason why he didn't say it because, him and Sean Porter was friends. It has nothing to do with that, man. We're talking about the quality of opposition. It seems like it's okay to highlight all these other guys, the Danny Garcias that fought for a vacant title and never beat a champion, but they want to give him the who's who. Sean Porter picked up the IBF and the WBC. That was it. Yes, he went in there and fought some people, Devin Alexander. You know what I'm saying? Picked up a win. Lost to Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Like Sean Porter went up here and fought some big names. He did. But you can't sit up here and put those big names that he lost to and then put him up against a fighter like Bud Crawford who has an undefeated resume. And you can't overlook his opposition as if they was never nothing to begin with. I told you boxing is what it is. This format will always be the same. It's a ranking system. No one clearly knows what the criteria is to move these fighters up. You know what I'm saying? I did a Boots Ennis live on the ranking systems, how he came in at 15 and how long it took him to get all the way up there to number 2. So when it comes to the ranking systems, okay, fighters are basically placed in the rankings for different reasons. We know some of those reasons are legitimate and some aren't. We're learning that. But I've never heard a bunch of people just sit up here and think about, time they want to have a conversation about Bud, they bring up an old fight. When they was hyping up Errol Spence to step in there and fight Manny Pacquiao, it was a lot of people that was upset that Bud didn't get the shot at Manny Pacquiao because of his eye. But yet, they want to talk about old people, right? And I gave you a breakdown of the ages and everything when it comes to the 7 opponents, the last 7 opponents. I gave a breakdown of ages. And it only separated throughout the ages. If you calculate them and add them up, the last 7 opponents and their ages, when they fought, not their current ages, when they fought, it's only a separation of 5 years. That's not a lot. That's not a lopsided equation right there. That's not the case. I gave an exact approximate breakdown of the fight date, their date of birth, first of all, the date of birth, their fight date when they fought Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, and their age at the time that they fought. And it's just not adding up to all the rhetoric that y'all put out about Crawford fighting old opponents, just like Jermell Charlo said. Jermell Charlo continued to say that Crawford fought old guys and all that, but he tended to leave out the Udenis Ugases, the Lamont Petersons. They're trying to say Amir Khan ain't all this, that, and the other, but he was champion before. So it's okay for Sean Porter to be champion, but it ain't okay for Amir Khan to be champion. When both of these guys, they may not have been on the canvas the same way, but both of them been on the canvas multiple times. Yes, sir. Errol Spence dropped him in the late round. Adrian Broner dropped him. And then Bud Crawford finished him. You know what I'm saying? So to say that Amir Khan didn't want to fight when Crawford went in there and handled business and destroyed the man, what is there to say? That's competition. You don't get paid for overtime. When Errol Spence was facing fighters and he went in there and destroyed Carlos Ocampo in a packed house, and all I seen was black fight fans up in there, right? Nobody was talking about who and what was Carlos Ocampo. Like, who is this dude? Never heard him a day in my life, man. Who is he? But they were just there to see Spence. No one brings up Ocampo like that. Ocampo landed a nice combination on Errol Spence before Errol Spence finished him out. But do you hear people bring up Carlos Ocampo when they are speaking about Errol Spence? If they're Errol Spence fanatic, no, they don't. They don't. They want to bring up the Danny Garcias. They even would bring up the Yordenis Ugas, who had 4 losses now, who received his belt via email. They will bring that man up. But when you have Bud Crawford, who moved up, vacated, and fought a title fight from a guy like Jeff Horn that Errol Spence said was food, and he wanted to fight him himself. He wanted to then pick up the WBO title and haven't even lost since. He hadn't even lost, period. I'm just saying he hasn't even lost since he picked up that belt in the welterweight division. So my question is, when are y'all going to put some respect on Bud Crawford's name? You know what I'm saying? The fight is already made. It's July 29th. When are y'all going to put some respect on this man's name? I mean, I would think since the fight is calendared now, why aren't y'all trying to speak on how the actual prediction? Why aren't y'all up here trying to prognosticate how and what you think the fight is going to play out? What you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? I don't hear, like, I talk my shit, but I always put it out there like I know Bud is gonna beat Errol. You know, you might not like how I say Bud is gonna beat Errol, but I tell you, you don't have to listen. It's just my opinion, right? But when I hear Spence, they can't stay on topic with Spence. They always talking about Bud. It's amazing, bro. Like, you try to have a conversation, explain, and talk about this big, epic, massive, as Eddie Hearn says, it's massive. This massive fight that may be potentially, do pay-per-view numbers like 1.5, 1.6. You know what I'm saying? It's going to do incredible numbers, man. It's going to do incredible numbers. There's no way, no how this fight is going to do less than 1 million pay-per-view buys. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. They can say what they want. Man, people are talking about this fight like you wouldn't believe. But when I hear the Spence fans talk, they always mention Bud's name and what he can't do. So I'm saying, if Bud cannot do it, and you feel that he's going to come up short with Errol Spence, what can Errol Spence do to basically prove your point, to validate your point? Just tell me what Errol's going to do to Bud. These cats be talking about what Bud Ham did. That's over with. You trying to explain to me what Bud haven't did will not negate the fact that he signed on to fight Errol Spence. The rest is going down July 29th. So since that is the case, if you're going to have like these dialogues, and these two individuals will continue to come up from today, tomorrow, next week, and all that, right? Explain to me, what do you believe Errol Spence is going to do? Okay, so you might hear somebody say, well, he's going to go to Bud Crawford's body, and Bud's not going to know what to do with it because not too many people stand up to his body attack. And I say, well, Mikey Garcia did just fine with the body attack, and he's a lightweight. Well, that's different. Michael Garcia was a 4-weight champion. He's a 4-division champion. He's different. No, he ain't different. Because listen, I pay attention a little bit. They said Bud Crawford is still smaller than Errol Spence. They say Bud Crawford is a smaller welterweight than Errol Spence. So what was Mikey? So if Mikey indeed was moving up from 135 to face Errol Spence, he was small too. So being he was a much smaller fighter, shouldn't he been able to delegate and inflict a sustaining amount of punishment on Mikey to the body to break him down for 12 rounds? Come on, man. Let me get to the chat. Don't want to let it go too far ahead. Mr. Pass on deck. What's good? Shout out to Showtime Shaw News. Shout Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw in the building. What's good, Team Tucker on deck? Mr. Pass on deck, I see you. Larry on deck, what's good? Blunt salute. I got to get over there on Twitter and see what's going on. Yeah, man, so it's active over there. Blunt's done freaking signed the freaking application, became a full-pledged member, and getting his flight miles, his Twitter flight miles. They got to deal with this until fight day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Blunts? You know what I'm saying? They got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jackson Moore. What's good, OG? How you feeling? Salute, Scotty. Just subbed to the new channel. Well, that's not my channel. That's channel 32. That's the broadcast that I'm working with right now. Boxing channel down here in the ATL. So, you know, we're in the growth process. I mean, the guy who actually owns it, he is extremely smart, intelligent dude. So, you know, we're in the process of building that on air relationship as far as boxing talk goes. You know what I'm saying? But y'all definitely check out that link I sent you. Definitely all about expanding outside the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Don Vaughn on deck. What's good? Hey, ain't that right, Shaw News? The numbers. Salute WCS in the chat. Keep deep frying these clowns. Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, Bruce. I appreciate that. Support is always good, especially from the ones who's been over here since day one, man. I appreciate y'all. Gonna be funny when man with no resume outclass Spence. Bud resume should have pictures of Errol laid the F out on the canvas. So I would say this there to everyone in the chat, right? There are individuals who's putting together artwork to basically build up in their imagination on what's going to happen in the fight. You know what I'm saying? They're doing some pretty good artwork. I haven't chose to screenshot none of it and use it just yet. I mean, maybe when it get close to the fight, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe when it get close to the fight, yeah, but I'm not gonna put it out here. I'm gonna wait to turn it up a little bit when it get closer to fight day. Easier fight to get done. Errol knew Porter wasn't an easy touch at all. I'm just saying, I'm just going off on what he said. You know, he said, why wouldn't I go the easy route and knock Sean Porter out? Why would you say Sean Porter if he had the mentality for what you said? If he felt that he wasn't an easy touch, he said it out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear people talk about Crawford's resume and basically diminishing any opponent as being elite, it's just crazy to me, because at the end of the day, these are fighters. A lot of them fighters, especially in the welterweight, they was holding O's on their record. And we heard the whole story before, but I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, how far does it have to go to stop using and recycling the same narrative over and over again? You know what I'm saying? If the man does not have quality opposition, but yet he sits in front of Errol Spence on the pound for pound, you could not then turn around and say it's because he was undisputed. But no, you all said Julius Ndongo was nobody when Julius Ndongo was undefeated. So how can he get credit for something that's in your eyes without credit? It's creditless. You know what I'm saying? It is of no value. How can they see it one way, but you all up here trying to tell your audience that Julius Ndongo was nobody, and who cares about that undisputed? Well, he's in the 4-belt era. He's undisputed in 4-belt era. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Just because you say it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean that is the absolute fact. And then he moves up and he gets a immediate title shot, and he hasn't lost since, nor has any of his opponents made it to the final bell. But yet, Errol Spence, with all this backlash that, you know, it seems like the Errol sexuals are giving Bud, it hasn't been enough for Errol Spence to move in front of Bud on the pound for pound list. They talk high regard of Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia he's an absolutely tough dude, man. Kudos to him for getting that win over Jose Benavidez, a common opponent, Terence Crawford at 147. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. But I would have rather seen, him beat a champion. Like, you lost to a lot of names up here. You knocked out who you're supposed to knock out. You knocked out Brandon Rios. You're supposed to do that. I mean, if we even thinking about Brandon Rios, man, like, bro, like, Danny Garcia is one of those guys that still hold the bragging rights, right? He hold the bragging rights to not being stopped, just like Adrian Broner. Danny Garcia hold the bragging rights to still not being stopped, even though he has losses. People don't want to factor that in, but that has a lot to do with the hardcore fans. Like, they actually look at that. Like, oh, so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? He may have some losses, but he ain't never been stopped. You're correct. Danny Garcia has not been stopped. But when you look at him stopping Brandon Rios, nobody thought Brandon Rios was going to give Danny Garcia a go. I mean, that's off his loss. He fought Brandon Rios off a loss with Keith Thurman. But people are going to look at Danny Garcia's resume and say, okay, he did well against Eric Morales, who was past his prime. He went in there and fought Zab Judah and went to a decision. Lucas Matisse, this is the reason why they give Danny Garcia a pass when it comes up here now. Look, and I know this is a different weight class, but just bear with me. I'm talking about the names. Lucas Matisse, y'all remember that fight? You know what I'm saying? You remember that fight? That was a good fight. I ain't gonna lie. Mauricio Herrera. And then you get to Lamont Peterson when he was trying to figure out, okay, let me tiptoe up to freaking welterweight. He took some freaking catchweight fights. You know what I'm saying? He fought Rod Salka and Lamont Peterson, catchweights. And then he fought Paulie Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? Then he finally got the fight with Robert Guerrero for the vacant. And the rest is what it is. Samuel Vargas, Keith Thurman, Rios, Sean Porter, Adrian Granados, Ivan Redcatch, Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Like, Danny gets credit for the 3 losses because there was Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and Errol Spence, considered the top names in the welterweight division at one point in time. Errol Spence is still, holding the straps. Yes. So that's why Danny Garcia gets that glory. But when it comes to Terence Crawford, the reason why he fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter is simply because they were saying, like, oh man, Errol Spence can beat everybody on Terence Crawford resume. And Terence Crawford, we're not sure if he can beat everybody on Errol Spence's resume. That's what they were saying. They bring Kell Brook over there. He smashes them. He brings Sean Porter on there. He smashes them. Then all of a sudden, they washed up. He had injuries. His dad say he wasn't training correctly in fight camp. Man, come on, bro. This shit never stops. I'm serious, y'all. It's never going to stop, man. It's never going to stop. Yeah, the views. You know what I'm saying? The views. If y'all go to that in the ring, inside the ring, Atlanta with Eddie Love and Scotty White, make sure y'all hit the like, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. We talking about people expanding out of the YTC channel. All you gotta do is hit the like button. It's not gonna be YTC. Let me explain something to people. This broadcasting is not gonna be the YTC. You can hear me coming here and talk about some thorough stuff, right? And people who know me know I can talk my shit when I want to, right? You can't expect that on the broadcast. I'm not there. I'm there for teamwork. I'm not there to be the person I am on the YTC. I'm not there for that. It's teamwork. I'm not there to sit up here and make it into a debate. I'm there to have dialogue. That dialogue may not be as strict as you would see on the YTC. because there are time limits. Just like I can come in here and speak for like 1 or 2 hours, you have time limit and slots that you have to accommodate on there. And with sponsors, you have to make sure you pay the bills. I'm just putting that out there. So y'all just make sure y'all check out channel 32. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the producers and everything, but it's going to get better. And we did talk about Terence Crawford and Errol Spence in there. And it wasn't like you would think on the YTC, because like I said, you can't go in detail like that. You just have to make it kind of lightful until you get longer time slots. And then, it can be broken down a little bit longer. Band say, what's good? What's good on deck? Today I watched the Diaz fight. I think that Spence fight is going to look a lot like that. A mixture of Diaz and Benavidez. Bud is going to be working that uppercut. I agree with you saying he's going to be working the uppercut simply based off the fact of how Spence come forward, and he's susceptible to the uppercut. One thing we know about Terence Crawford, when he gets his distance down to be able to land that counter shot, it's over, because he's going to stand right outside. He's going to stand right outside, just like Bivol did to Gilberto, and just like he did to Canelo. Once he gauged that distance correctly, to land his counter shot, it's not going to be moving extensively. He's not going to be, like, okay, I got to use my lateral movement. Once he starts to get the timing down where he don't have to move as much, and he can land that counter shot and be right there in range, it's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be tough. What's going on down on deck? It's going to be tough. Once he start countering and he closes the space every time, that counter is coming faster and faster and faster, bro. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to then, take too much time. He's going to be on the clock, bro. He's going to be touching Spence up over and over again. And I'm curious to know, well, Spence definitely, he's going to show you that the Kell Brook and Sean Porter, he's going to keep on coming forward. You know what I'm saying? That's if he doesn't get knocked out first. He's going to continue. I have a clip that I haven't shown yet of hold on for a second. It's a clip out there. There's a compilation of Errol Spence when he was hurt. I'm not going to show it just yet, man. I'm going to save it for a good day. But they show every time Errol Spence was hurt. And when it comes down to looking at him with Yordenis Ugas and how he looked, and I always put Crawford in that position, and I think it would have been extremely to his demise if Crawford would have been in there at that time where he went into the ropes the way he did, looking for his mouthpiece. Because I said before, Crawford has a kill switch. The kill switch says, I'm no longer on an offensive game plan. I'm here to whoop ass by all means necessary. Everything else don't matter. Isaac, what's good? Salute WCS, saw your notification. The Errol Spence fans forgot the fight is already signed. They back on that business shit. Yeah, man. We got to educate them, though. We have to educate them, because they continue to talk about Bud Crawford's resume. But yet, if you say he has a lower tier, if you're trying to say his the etiquette to his resume is low standard, we're talking about fast food. We're talking about White Castles. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about just 0.5 stars. That's what we're talking about. Then Errol Spence, who took the easy route, should consider Bud even an easier route, because Errol Spence did nothing to correct his fans and say, why don't y'all stop criticizing his resume and build up the fight? But he's not going to get on here and say that. All he has to do is tell his fans and say, stop criticizing Bud's resume because the shit ain't true, and start building up the fight. Go get your ticket and build up your fight, man. Goddamn, plan the shit to buy the pay-per-view and build up the fight. That's all you got to do, because the resume criticism is not going to work. Scrutinize it, and it don't matter how close you zoom into it. It's not going to work. It just isn't going to work. Terence Crawford has accomplished more than Errol Spence in the sport of boxing. And how you shut them up continuously? You ask them, if both fighters was to retire today, who would go to the Hall of Fame? That would shut them up, period. Also, something else that'll shut them up is the fact that, hey, who do you have winning? You know what I'm saying? Always take them back to what Errol Spence said on First Take. You know what I'm saying? What he said when they was at the press conference for Udenis Ugas. I think that was a press conference, or was it Danny Garcia? It might have been Danny Garcia or Udenis Ugas. Might have been one of them two. He said it ain't been man down in a while. Also, he's on record as saying he's on borrowed time. So why, if he understands that, why doesn't his fans seem to collect that information? You know what I'm saying? If the man himself that you all are supposedly supporting or not, why aren't you listening to what he's saying about himself? He's telling you it ain't been man down in a while. So how in the hell you think he's going in there and knocking out Bud? And these fools will sit up here and bring up Yurkis Gamboa. It is the most retarded action that you would see when it comes to boxing talk. They will say Gamboa hurt him. This man was at two-weight. Look, this man was at 2 weight classes, right? And that fight was damn near a decade ago, damn near. And they would continue to bring up Gamboa, who was undefeated, and he fought him in his own backyard. Crawford took him to Omaha and defended his belt against Gamboa, who was a hitter back then. It's retarded. What's going on? Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, a.k.a. Mr. Sucker Free in the building. What's good, brother? What's good? What's good? What's going on, Dub? It hit different when Bud and EJ fight is made. I'm not sure, why it's a point where people tend to ignore, because the fight is going down. So we still have people pretty much talking about what's on the resume. The resume got both of them to fight. You know what I'm saying? Why sit up here and continue to reiterate stuff just because it's easy to talk and feel like you can discredit it based off your opinions? People have the right to their own opinion, but seriously, you're going to just say Kell Brook was over the hill? And then people are going to sit up here and say, well, it only took him 5 weeks to heal from that beating he took from freaking Gennady Golovkin. I'm like, do you know for real? Do you know in 5 weeks that I was totally healed? Do you know? If that's all it took, do you know the pain he felt when he was finally out the ring and the adrenaline went down and what he had to go through, what he looked like? These guys be sitting up here acting like they're doctors, man. When they got that damn certification off the back of the cereal box, they was happy. Send us a money order for 26 cents, and we're going to give you your medical certificate. Now, where you practice at with it is at your own discretion, but you will get your medical certificate, okay? These guys are taking that medical certificate and sitting up here saying, Kell Brook, he wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt. Yeah, Gennady stopped him. Gennady stopped him, but when he came down there to fight Errol Spence, man, he was good to go, man. He was good to go. It only took him 5 weeks, man. You talking about 9 months, it took him 5 weeks. So he had a total a little less than 8 months remaining to go in there and fight Errol Spence. He was healthy. He had a great training camp. I say, where are you getting this information from, bro? Where are y'all getting this information from? This shit is crazy, man. Driving and listening on my way to buy me a new Kenworth or Peterbilt 2023. I'm guessing that might be a truck or what have you. Good luck on that, bro. Do what you got to do, big dog. I don't know what it is, really. I don't know what that is. Like I said, those of you that's in here, be sure you click that link and check out the broadcast that we just dropped. And it's going to continue to improve itself with the acclimation period between me and the co-host. I mean, myself and the lead host, but we're not really co-host lead host, but they brought me on. He was already there. Eddie was already there before I got there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a work in progress. I just want y'all to be patient. It's not like YouTube in a sense. It's gonna get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But I do want to make it a point about the comments that's been going on. Time is up. I ain't gonna lie. Blunts, can you let them know how many days is left? The time is it's over. Everything that's been going on a while, it's over, bro. All the numbers that you're benefiting off the algorithm of talking and making videos about Terence Crawford, it's over. It's over. Because after July 29th, and you come over here and still talking about resumes, one thing I'm gonna say, he has Errol Spence on his resume. Now what? You're gonna bring up the car accident? You're gonna bring up the eye injury? What's gonna be next? Like what excuse you gonna use for Errol Spence? He got poked in the eye. He wasn't 100%. Oh, now they're gonna bring up when he said, "Oh, he was on borrowed time." He was on borrowed time. I didn't want to believe it, but he was on borrowed time. No, don't bring up no excuses. Just keep it 100 the way it used to be. But you're not gonna be able to go over here and tell my Crawford ain't fought nobody. Yeah, he fought Spence though. Well, man, when it come down to it, you know what he went through. What did he go through? The same situation y'all wasn't talking about. What did he go through exactly? The accident. Oh, now you want to talk about the accident. Oh, now before it was just like, let me talk Crawford. But now after the fight's over with, oh man, he was never the same. Look what he looked against Ugas. They're gonna be switching up, bro. They're gonna be switching up, man. I can see it already. They're gonna be switching their ass up, man. 50K. Let me call us Uncle WCS real quick. He got it. So Blunts gave the time, on the clock. You know what I'm saying? 56 days, 6 hours, 20 minutes till the main card starts. That means somewhere in the main card would be Crawford Spence. And to all the haters that's been out here, all that conversation you've been having, trying to come up with the same shit over and over, everything is going to be settled right then and there. You got the timeline. You have the amount of days remaining. I know y'all biting y'all motherfucking nubs. Some of y'all becoming cannibals, goddammit. Some of y'all so nervous y'all been chewing your thumb off. Oh shit. God damn, that motherfucker hurt. I'm so fucking nervous, man. I'm full of anxiety. God damn. Why they had to make this fight? I was hoping once the fight was made, right? Some of these hardcore Spence channels, all I wanted them to do is start talking about Errol, like bigging him up. So when I say bigging him up, that means telling us what's going to happen. How is he going to go out here and handle business? How he going to make, history by coming undisputed? How is he going to do that with Crawford? But yet, all they doing is talking about, well, Crawford, he ain't fought nobody. Julius and Dongo ain't nobody. Crawford left Top Rank when he should have stayed at Top Rank. I don't give a damn who was talking about it. He should have stayed at Top Rank. But then you get Crawford, who then signed with Golden Boy, who they wanted to create rumor mill about. He gets the fight done. Right? Without being signed to a promotion. A 2-fight deal, leaning heavy on. The loser gets to enact the rematch clause within 30 days, and the fight must happen in 2023. So it's a 2-fight deal, and it is a scenario that can always, if you are one of those persons just like, I'm just optimistic, if you're one of those optimistic individuals, you can say, well, since it's a rematch clause, something's crazy gonna happen. Like it's gonna be a draw. A lot of people are talking about it's gonna be a draw, so it's automatically gonna be a rematch clause, just like the first fight with Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano. And then I say, well, guess what, people? Terence Crawford is not Jamel Charlo. Let's get that straight. Terence Crawford ain't Jamel Charlo, and Errol Spence ain't Brian Castano. I don't think this fight is going to be a draw at all. I don't see it at all. I don't see it, man. It's going to look very competitive in the first part of the fight, just a little bit, in the first part of the fight. But once that dedication kicks in, the reason why I say dedication, it's going to be a point in time where Spence cannot play catch up. Spence cannot play catch up to get in shape once again, like he's been cutting corners in the past. That's when what they call attrition is going to set in. Attrition. Who's going to have the better attrition? Who's been taking care of their body better? Who's been doing what they're supposed to do when nobody's looking? That's when we're going to see the separation, people. That's all you got to know. That's when we're going to see the separation. We're going to see the dedication kick in. We're going to see the commitment kick in. And we're going to see the results. And we're going to see the results. You can't play catch up, bro. It's a reason why Bud Crawford wasn't on the easy route. You can't play catch up just because you're in a fight camp. You say, well, back then, I got in the fight camp and I knew how many weeks I had. So I go in there the first week. I say, well, I got this many days. And then I go out to the club and all that. Listen, bro, you're in there with the wrong one. Crawford's primary objective is to become two-time undisputed. That's his entire mindset. When news broke, Crawford pictures come out on his IG damn near every day. He on the gram. Boom. Road work. Goddamn in the gym. All that shit. You look at Spence, he's sitting off the ring rope, waiting for Shaw News to deliver him a bottle of sea moss. Hey, did you see Showtime? I don't have no energy. Did you get? He's supposed to drop me off some sea moss. I need some energy. Somebody call up Shot News. I'm waiting for that sea moss. I seen it on there. I just need some more sea moss. Somebody give me some sea moss. I just don't have no energy today. Man, I'm breathing heavy. I'm serious. Errol's looking. He's sitting on the ring apron, waiting for the delivery truck to drop off the sea moss so he can power up. For real. I'm just saying. Every time I see the dude, I'm seeing him sitting. I don't see him out on the road like Bud, though. Bud is out on the road. He's out there working out. He's out there hitting it. He's in the gym. He's just doing what boxers who's getting ready for an epic fight is doing. I'm just not seeing. I seen him in there in the weight room. I don't know what he's trying to lift weights for. Why would you lift weights for Bud? You shouldn't have to lift weights for somebody who's smaller than you and wasn't on. Like, come on, man. Like, why would you? They say Bud ain't fought nobody. He's been fighting mediocre competition, and also he's a smaller fighter. He's light in the ass. Ain't that what Jamel Charlo say all the time, Errol? So since that it's been said, you don't have to be lifting no weights for no Crawford. Come on, man. Work on your cardio, bro. Work on your cardio. Real talk. Work on your cardio, man. You're gonna need it. You're going to need that shit. Left my ass off. I like that, Mr. Pass, Mr. Gumbo, for sure. I was off on the dates, but the signs was there the whole time. It was happening next. Warren, what's good? Now, everyone on both sides need to keep the same energy after the fight. It is over regardless who wins. If Bud win, give that man his credit. If EJ win, give that man his credit. The fight is here. Well, a shout out to Lost Art of Boxing, LABQ on deck. What's good with the Q? I've been on record is fighters that I didn't support, that they came in there and fought, and the other man won. They won. You know what I'm saying? If it's fair, like I didn't give Fury his total because it was just embroiled in scandal. But on the trilogy, yeah, I say he's a better man. I was on record as that. I have no problem. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, Dub, is I don't see Errol Spence winning. So I don't even put that in my thought process, bro. This is one of these fights that I don't even have to think on what I'm going to say if that scenario presented itself, if that is conclusion. I don't even see it. I'm blind. You know what I'm saying? My shit's so strong. Look, my synapses gap is so motherfucking guarded that I don't even freaking think about the conclusion not being what Terence Crawford being two-time undisputed. My synapses gap, man, it's guarded. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about security system out this world, bro. Like whenever that thought attempt to eat, man, please, when somebody say that shit don't even cross synapses. It don't even come to a full thought. Well, let me think about that. Let me process it. Errol Spence, it don't even do it, man. Like just the mere fact that I read your comment about, well, let's keep the same energy. If Terence Crawford win, give him their credit. And then when I was reading, if EJ, I already knew where you was going with it, right? So in my mind, it wouldn't even allow the thought to even process. If EJ, I'm saying it kind of stuttered a little bit. I don't even see it. It's no even imagination. It's not even. Let me think about that. My body, my mind won't even allow it to happen there, Dub. It won't even allow it to happen, bro. That's bad. It won't even allow it to jump the synapses to come a full, complete thought and then register for me to speak on it. It wouldn't allow me to do it, man. It shut me down. I'm wired different. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the thumbnail, the time is up, man. The date is made. That's where we at with it. The date is here. You know what I'm saying? The date is here, bro. BIG on deck. What's good? I'm just being honest, man. That shit wouldn't even allow me to run that thought for processing and then give you the results. It wouldn't even process it correctly, bro. For real. I'm serious. That's been years and years. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, aka Mr. Hot Grease, aka Mr. Sucker Free with the $10, the dime on deck. Super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Spence need to report to VADA. They have strawberries over there. They are waiting for real, man. They got them fresh ones too. Has anybody even heard anything about that? See, I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive that he did sign up for testing. Because Conte said it was going to be strict testing throughout this entire fight camp. So now that the fight date is official, it has to be testing on deck. He said Bud had already agreed to it. We got to get testing. You aerosexuals, you gotta do a live on that. And I know you're not, but have anything came back? Because y'all already, y'all love talking about what's this, that, and the other, and what Bud need to do, what he didn't do. Have Errol signed up from VADA though? I'm not saying is he a member, is he signed up to VADA per box reg, because he's WBC and all. No. Is he actively in testing as we know it? That's all I want. That's all I want to know. Darren, what's good? Salute to you, brother. He said, I keep telling these Arrow channels, it's okay for you to call them aerosexuals, man. Arrow channels to talk about the fight styles, etc. Hey, man, when you talk about fight styles, they're gonna tell you this. Arrow's gonna come forward. He's gonna have the jab. He's gonna go to the body. He's gonna, muscle freaking Arrow around. Terrence around because Terrence too small. He's gonna beat him up on the inside. He's gonna swell up his eye. Dude, they just think it's gonna play out like that. They think that Arrow's gonna come, full pledged pressure, give him that present pressure, double up on the jab, stay within, close proximity, and land his shots to the body up top, and Crawford is just gonna stand there and let it happen? Like, you actually believe this guy's just gonna get away with just marching forward and doing what he want to at will? It's not gonna work out that way, bro. Ask Jeff Horn. Ask the other 6 oppositions that fought him after he picked up the WBO belt. That's all I'm saying. Ask him what happened, bro. Just ask him. Ask Igis Kavalauskas what happened. Just ask him, bro. Like, come on, this real talk. Just ask him. What happened when they landed the punch on Bud? What happened? Just like they talk about Gamboa. What happened the same round when Gamboa landed the shot on Crawford? So now you got to think about this. Both Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are much older fighters since they want to highlight Gamboa back in the day. They're both different fighters. And Bud came in the sport prior to, you know what I'm saying, in 08, prior to Spence. So truth be told, you know, Spence should have the wheels because Errol Sex was always talking about age. Oh, man, Bud Crawford, he's 43 years old. Him and Floyd Mayweather the same age. Yes, sirree. The same age. Older than a work mule on the farm. Legs is not going to be nowhere in sight, man. It's just it's this fight date is not, it's too late, man. If they would have did it years ago, then we were talking a different story. But God damn it, right now, I'm telling you, it's not going down. Errol is going to go in there and outwork this guy. Come on, man. You get them Texas guys up there talking about, yeah, they said that. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in Texas my whole life as a young and all the way up. Now I'm telling you like this: when you get a black guy and he starts a farm and he has to go up there and do all that farm labor, that's strength, that's muscles, that's lifting, and I'm telling you that's gonna help Errol out. When him out there hauling all that bays of hay, and all the chicken feed and all that, he's getting stronger. I'm gonna tell you on fight night, it's gonna be the change. It's gonna be the equalizer. Him, goddamn that farm hand, man. Them Texans gonna be up there talking some bullshit. That's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be up there talking about since he got all them animals on this farm, you know, he's a rededicated. It's equine therapy, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? You out there. No. You just can't start it. You gotta start as a kid, tossing that shit around to get country strong. You ain't country strong because you got, you know, 2 horses, a pony, 3 chickens, you know what I'm saying, a couple of goats. You know what I'm saying? That don't make you a goddamn country guy, man. I think Loma had a chance against Dale, but I was wrong. I was a close fight. It was a close fight, but I do feel where you're coming from. You got that much belief in Bud. Not mad at you at all. See, my belief in Bud is not to hate on Spence, though. That's my deal. What I say about Spence is just simply I don't think he can beat Bud. I don't go creating all these crazy ass stories. I talk about shit that he's already have out here in the media. These dudes be creating stuff that Bud ain't doing. And they try to act like he ain't did shit in his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can they make videos on Bud Crawford all the time and I'm making videos on Bud? I actually support them and they don't. So who's really the hater? Because I barely have any damn thumbnails up here of Errol Spence. Hold on for a second, y'all. Yeah, my bad, man. Had to speak to a network. Had to take the phone call. But I understand where you're coming from, Doug. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from. CMD Boxing Reports. What's good with it? WCS salute. Keep your foot on their neck. Yeah, for sure. You already know, man. Souls to neck. You know what I'm saying? Passe. Hey, WCS, have you found any info yet in regards to the undercard? Any rumors or anything? No, I actually was speaking to certain people in certain under certain banner. I'll put it that way politically, and they didn't know yet. They didn't know yet. You know what I'm saying? But supposedly they're gonna let me know when it all comes together. I'll wait on that. You know what I'm saying? But good question though. I don't. All they seem to talk about is how many times Bud lied. Like that makes any difference in the fight. Listen, these cats always talking about what Bud lied and his contract and him. Why are you still stuck on something and the check has been cashed, the ring has been removed and taken down, the people have left the arena? What is going on with y'all? Why are you still talking about, oh, well, they sent him the listen, nobody was there. If they sent him back a contract and he felt that the information that he agreed to initially was all there and it was signed, it was there to sign, and they reread it and found out that the year was different, what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Skip out on a payday and then be sitting on his hands to July 29th? What is he supposed to do? He did what he's supposed to. Then they'll sit up here and say, well, he was negotiating bad faith because he was talking to two promotions at one time. Look, we don't know if he was talking, but it's been on record that he said he was focused on Errol Spence. Once he found out Errol Spence was a smoking screen, he left and went over there and started putting the ball in motion to get that fight with David Avanesian, who was in the ranking systems, top 10, and he was scheduled for a fight for the EBU title. And the powers that be made all that shit work out for him to come over here and fight Bud Crawford, which arguably would be the biggest fight on his resume until he retires. Real talk. Nobody's looking for Avanesian. Nobody's looking for him. Bud finished him off like he's supposed to, and that's that. There's nothing else to be said. Yeah, Bud turns up, man, for real. You know, he got the kill switch, bro. It needs to be valid testament because Spence was walking around looking like that rapper Bone Crusher. I mean, he was big. Now, if you're looking at the old picture with him running on the street and looking all whatever he was looking, that's an older picture. That's not a new picture, bro. With his hair all out and stuff like that, that's not a new picture. That was a wild picture. You know what I'm saying? He was looking a bit goofy, you know, with all that weight on him. And that's one of the rare sightings, just like Yeti, just like Bigfoot, that we seen Errol Spence out there running in the street. So it's possible. It's possible. That was one of the rare sightings. But I haven't seen him too much after the accident. I haven't seen it, bro. I just wonder, do he have the mentality like he said on the rocks with his girl, that he knew he can go in there and not be 100% and dog walk Danny Garcia? I wonder, do you have that same mentality when it comes to Crawford, though, man? You know what I'm saying? They got to put respect on your name, bud. We're going to make sure that happens, bro. We're going to make sure that happens. How it go from 0 purse to 8 figures? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 0 to 8. 0 net to guarantee. You know what I'm saying? God damn. And I'm up here hearing Ryan Garcia got, you know, approximately upwards 30 mil. What? Man, y'all better go buy that fight with Spencer Crawford. Y'all better buy that shit, bro. Darren say Doug playing both sides, so when Bud KOs EJ, he can come back around. So Doug got he got some people around here Yeah, they calling you out the right side for real, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Luckily for me, I just picked EJ to win. I'm a fan of both. So you got to ask someone who cares about the money. I care about the fight respectfully. Hey man, if you going for EJ, I already know who right side was going for. I already know the whole. I pay attention. I already know that. I mean, it ain't like he over here trolling. I don't worry about that. If he going for EJ, he going for EJ, bro. You know what I'm saying? but look, he got them dogs on deck. Boy. Dare say the right side playing both sides. See, you got people sniffing it out like, something ain't right. Who don't supposed to be up? What are we talking about? Somebody over here supporting EJ? Shit, you know what I'm saying? Whole time PBC and Showtime was negotiating in bad faith. Call it out like you call Bud out respectfully. Dang, Dundada, man, they rocking. See, you gotta understand what the boulevard's like. This is a different type of strip, man. God dang. I can only imagine where it's gonna get when it's about 4 weeks remaining to fight date. Apparently, Navarrete versus Valdez is very close to being finalized, and also saw some dudes talking about Andrade versus Plant. Not sure how true that is. Well, Navarrete and Valdez is happening. That's happening. No doubt about it. That's happening. As far as Plant and Andrade, I don't know about that. But I'm pretty disappointed, if it's Plant and Andrade, because I want to see Andrade versus Mauro Charlo. I want to see Mauro Charlo move up, right? I want to see him take a risk. I just want to see him now that he say his head is clear and he's good, man. Like, bro, I want to see him go in there and face Andrade, man. Like you have 3 inactive fighters under that banner over there. Why? Why is 2 twins and a Spence all inactive? Now, Spence can separate himself and say, hey, I got a fight date already. But still, what about Jamel and Jamal, man? How can you have 2 twins, a pair of twins, holding belts, and they're inactive? Come on, bro. Something ain't right. Y'all heard Tank versus Ryan versus 50-50. Don't quote me on that. Man, I heard Ryan got 30 mil, and if it's 50-50, bro, he got a paycheck that a lot of fighters that's more popular than Ryan has never gotten in their boxing career, has never earned upwards of 30 million. And they're way more popular than Ryan Garcia, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Shout out to Green in the building. What's good with the Green? Salute W says this is what I mean when he's in the field. No sitting in his room with flies everywhere, or at the sitting room all day making up BS. Salute, keep leveling up. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Man, see one thing I see in the chat, man, they getting aggressive. Now that the fight made, hey, it's no gloves, it's bare knuckles in this motherfucker, man. People coming out talking their shit, man. It's not bullshit. It's the difference between talking your shit and talking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shelton, what's good? Big Maul don't want to fight, man. Hey, man, maybe somebody can send him a freaking care package, man. I'm all about the care packages, being in the military. Care packages kind of lighten your spirit, lifted your spirit a little bit when you was deployed. Maybe we should send Maul and Mail a care package. You know what I'm saying? Send them a care package with some 5-hour energy drinks in that motherfucker so they can get off their ass and get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Something. All I hear Mail doing is up there whining about Bud Crawford. How can Mail still be whining about Bud Crawford when you say he got bigger things to do? He should fight my boy Arrow. Okay, he fighting your boy Arrow. The fight is signed. Why are you still talking about, oh, well, for real, he fought an old Gamboa. He fought Amir Khan, and the Russian hurt him, but he ended up standing there. I'm like, damn, dude, let it go, bro. Let the motherfucker go. He got the fight already, man. The shit is made. Why are you still talking about this man? If you don't want to fight him, just say you don't want to fight him. I put it out there a long time ago, over and over again, man. Y'all can make millions. You and Errol Spence can make millions, but y'all ain't smart enough to do that shit. All you gotta do is play it very, very well, and both of y'all can get a 2-fight deal out of it and get paid money. But y'all don't want to do it. So anyway, Bud about to step on your boy. It's about to be a lot more reflection in that gym. Y'all used to bringing them belts around, you know what I'm saying, and reflecting off the light. You know, you and Jamel Charlo, oh man, we have a picture day. I guarantee you, they don't have picture days, you know, for Derrick James to put on his portfolio. You know, he gonna put Jamel and Errol Spence with the undisputed titles. I mean, the unified titles, and put out there that Errol Spence is about to go fight for the undisputed. Look what I've been able to do and shit like that. They probably even went out and purchased the WBO belt to make it seem like he actually did it. That's why all these boxers coming over here. I need to go check out Derrick James' portfolio and see if he got them up there with the undisputed titles for real. I need to see. I need to see if it's a picture up there with Spence with the WBO. You know what I'm saying? Because all these fighters coming over there, world class, man. You got AJ, Ryan Garcia up in that month, Frank Martin. You know, I mean, who else gonna come over there? They need. I think they looking at something on his freaking homepage or something. You know what I'm saying? 2 unified champions. Come over here to world class and get the best. That's what the fight game is about. Wouldn't be fun if everyone agreed. People texting the shit out of me. Damn. What's going on, Samad on deck? What's good with it, bro? 10. W says we need to go as a collective to a bunch of these content creators and put their ass in the guillotine. Well, I did that way back in the day. I used to be a person to go over there to these channels and debate with them, and then they didn't know how to maintain their composure, man. They start cussing, threats. You know, people start threatening you and all that shit, muting you. You know, you're there talking, so you really got to be you got to be aware of the games they play. If it's not going their way, they want to kick you off the panel and say, "Hey, where you go to? Where you go to? Yeah, you kicked me out the panel. You put me in the background." And they'll keep you in the background and then pretend like you left right when they were sitting up here saying the same bullshit they always say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how it is. I've been there, done that. I've traveled that road many times before, bro. I have. And they all do the same thing. They mute you. You're up there talking, they mute you, and you got to unmute yourself, and then they put you in the back and act like you left. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. See, he left. He ran. He got exposed. A body. I caught a body. Man, I was back there doing all that time, though. I don't know who Maul's going to fight, man. I really don't know who Maul's going to fight, man. Who knows? Right now, he's probably fighting his shadow. He's probably in there fighting his shadow, man. He need to get rid of that demon first. I had to pause the live. Just heard your comment about the CMOS. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? He was waiting on Showtime to show up with that CMOS, that super CMOS. You know what I'm saying? Gives him some energy. Because every time I see him on live, he's sitting down. You know what I'm saying? Did you see Usyk sign with Skills Challenge Promotion from Saudi Arabia? People speculating like crazy now as to what it may imply. What I do know about Saudi is that they're trying to plan for some heavyweights to come over there and fight. It is. I mean, that's the truth. And one of them heavyweights is Deontay Wilder also. So and probably a couple other heavyweights, but they're trying to put on a fight card over there in Saudi. And if you think those, the last time when we seen Tommy Fury and Jake Paul over there, you remember Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and all that. Them guys didn't come over there freely. They didn't come out their pocket. You know what I'm saying? They was over there for a meeting. They was over there to plan some stuff. So yeah, just stay tuned with that. I don't have the full details, but yeah, that's what's popping over there. They about to get the bag, man. They about to get the bag. I'm happy for Deontay, to go in there and get that money in the sand. Why not? If you create content, you going for Spence, bet your channel. It's hard to bet somebody's channel though, because they're not gonna stick to it. At the end of the day, you know how they always talk about you shake on it. No, don't back up. You get a verbal agreement. On the channel is a verbal agreement. It's cats out there from channels that owe me money. And then when I went to collect, they want to say, "Oh man, get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't nobody talking about that shit." Oh, you ain't gonna pay? Oh, boy, what you gonna do about it? I'm telling you, it's people that make bets all the time. They don't pay up on this YouTube shit, bro. I'm sure there's some diehard that would make that bet on EJ. I already have at least a stack on Bud for this fight. At least a stack. You know what I'm saying? And I hope those people pay up. I hope they pay up, bro. I really do. I hope they pay up. I hope they honor their word and pay up. I'm sure there are some diehards. I'm holding 500 for someone who got EJ but can't find some take the bets for Bud. It ain't my money. I'm holding 500 for someone. So you like escrow. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to put shit in escrow because they don't have it right then. You know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody holding shit because it'll be lent. Hey, man, just hold this lent, man. I got it out of my pocket. The same pocket I have my wallet in, dog. Hold this lent. Okay? Hold this lent, man. You know what I'm saying? That's currency lent. I usually put my dang money back in that pocket. That's currency lent. Currency lent. That mug give you some currency lent, man. I got this lent right from the pocket. I have my wallet in, dog. I got 750 out so far. Okay. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. You know what I'm saying? I put a bet on KO good odds with. So you put what round you put just a KO TKO. You didn't put no round. Okay. All right, I got you. I don't do that. I don't really bet with them like that, but I heard it's pretty good money if you hit. I think, man, hey Blanche, let me know if you putting any bets out there. I know you and a couple other people out here do it. Let me know what you if you're using one of them betting sites or whatever. Just let me know what's up, man. Yeah, let me know what's up. Let me get to this right quick. Where was it? Y'all make sure y'all go back. Crawford Sr. was out and he had did a interview. And it was good to see Crawford Sr. out there talking about the fight, of course. He had on the B&B merch. And he was out there talking about his son. He said, Crawford got power in both hands. And he pretty much was, complimenting his son as a fighter. If anybody he knows. He said all his kids got hands. He said he used to take Crawford over to, his people's house, man, to wrestle. And he was dumping kids bigger than him on their head when he was younger. So, hey, man, all you have to do is listen to the Timothy Bradley interview. When he talks about meeting Crawford, they come in there and get some work. How he said Crawford was giving him the business. That's all you have to listen to when it comes down to these people saying that Crawford ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Timothy Bradley really probably kicking himself and saying, damn, you know what? I wish I could have been in a position to sign Crawford myself because he brought him in for a sparring partner and Crawford started giving him the business. Now that was way back in the day. So imagine based off the results that he's been putting with winning and winning the chip in 3 divisions, how it all started. You just can't link it up together. It's not making any sense. If Bradley is co-signing Crawford based off something that happened before Crawford was even a big name, period, before he was anybody in the boxing world, he's saying, hey man, he made some phone calls and say, hey, what y'all plan on doing? He was speaking to Cameron Duncan, I think. What you plan on doing with Crawford? He don't need to be no smart partner. He need to be motherfucking in the ring fighting for a championship or something. Just listen to that interview with Tim Bradley, man, because it tells you a lot about how good and how long Crawford has been in this boxing game. The aerosexuals are not going to have you go to that because they're going to say, oh, no, Timothy Bradley, they don't have any integrity. He's lying about it, man. He's lying. He's just trying to kiss Crawford because, him and Crawford had a falling out and all. Nah, man. I believe what Timothy Bradley was saying. I believe him. And that Crawford's been that way for a long time. Hold up for a second. Hold up.